Hi guys, CJP here once again, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Right, I don't know whether I will put this one out or not. I may do, but you know, here we are in my studio, and you can probably listen to a well, you will listen to a whirring noise in the background. Can you hear that? That is called unwanted whirring. Now, when you're working on a mic such as that, or him over there, fair enough, there is soundproofing up, but when you've got a noisy component or a noisy bit of equipment, in this case it is a DES1226 D-Link smart switch, and there it is. It's only got 4 computers going into it, and then a main out, which obviously goes to the power line converter. But on the side there are 2 noisy fans. I don't know if you can see them or not. You probably can in that angle there. Yes, so if you've got the gate off the mic set up when you're doing a vocal, that can be a bit of a pain in the butt, although you can't actually hear it so much when the singer is performing, but you can sing it off mic. I mean, you can hear it off mic when the mic gate's open. I usually have a little bit of a mic gate shut, just to you know, so that no other sounds like our dog barking downstairs breaks through halfway during the track. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all that stuff off that network switch. I mean, when I log into the DAW digital audio workstation that I'm on, in this case it's Reason 10, which is over there. There it is. If you're using monthly trial rack extensions, you have to log in through the net, but normally I log in on my computer with the authorizer on the computer, rather than having the authorizer through the net. So you have to have network each time you sign in to use that DAW. So the idea behind this is I just sign in as normal with the authorizer on my computer, not through a network. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to drill a hole in front of that panel where that expansion slot is, and just stick an on and off switch on it. So if I am using one of Reason Propeller Head's monthly trial synths or drums or whatever, and I have to sign in, once you've signed in and the door is up and running, you can just switch that off. As long as you're logged in at the time, the authorizer's been confirmed, you don't need internet. So I can switch those noisy fans off. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'll be back with you, as my mate Rob says over in the Shed of Shame at the RC Model Geeks. I'll be back when I've done something. Okay, I haven't actually done anything yet, but I thought I'd show you the switches I'm going to use. They're these little puppies. They're 240 volt AC toggle switches. They're not very big, but they look quite smart. Simple on and off, you know. So yeah, I will definitely be back when I've actually done something, or taken something apart anyway, or done something and taken something apart. Not sure yet, we'll see. Be right back. Right, okay, here we are inside the DES1226 24 port smart switch. Okay, well, the first thing you can see, it's full of dust, which these 2 side fans tend to pull in because they haven't got any filters on. But she's not too bad. It's powered down, and as you can see, yeah, I need to take it to the shed and blow it off. Right, now I did say something about a switch, which is here, this puppy. So I'm going to put him in the centre of this expansion port. There's nothing in there, it's just dead space, as you can see. It's apart from the dust and the odd creature that might be lurking around in there. So what we've got to do, we've got to switch the mains, obviously, and that is a soldered Euro type connector onto the PCB. And if you look very carefully, right down inside there, if it doesn't slide off the end of the double bed, which isn't the ideal place to do work like this, you'll see 3 solder tabs, okay, which obviously go from the live, neutral and earth into the board. So I'm thinking just switch the connections from there, just cut away a couple of those tabs and just to bypass the switch on the front. So I'll be back when I've got that lot off. Just a few screws and connectors, no big deal. Be right back. But before I'm back, which I'm back, but I'm only back to tell you that I will be back when I've blown all this dust off. So as Arnie said, I'll be back. Something like that anyway. Right, so I'm back and I've done something. It doesn't look like a lot, but I've actually done something. Now, don't worry about spots of rain, because when I went out to my shed, to the compressor, to blow all the dirt out of these fans, and everywhere else, which is nice and clean, while I was out there I drilled a hole in the expansion slot plate for the said switch. Now, it's not going to go through, because when you focus, which is there, it's not going to go in a slot. So I have got a tapered reamer that I'm going to get out just to enlarge that slot a little bit, and then we'll be back with something different. Maybe the switch actually mounted in the plate, you never know. So using my trusty tapered reamer, which is from 3mm to 13, you can get from any decent hardware store or hobby shop, or eBay, which is cheaper still. And now I've tapered reamered my hole, which was a little bit tight, and the switch actually fits through. Miracle, amazing. At the moment I haven't put my meter on it, so I don't know which is on and off, and sounds like something's collapsed in the kitchen. So there you go, I'm doing this on the wife's bed very quickly, so that, well, actually our bed. This is my side, that's her side. As you can see, my crutch and the other equipment I had to take off the top to get at this smart switch is on her side, and then I've got the lesser stuff on my side, which is good. But my trusty dusty soldering iron's got to come out in a minute, because obviously I've got to solder some, when it focuses, I've got to solder some wires onto there and then onto that mains inlet switch, which doesn't want to focus either because I'm too far away probably, but there you go. Anyway, I'll be back when I've got this board off and done something which probably won't be a lot. Well, yeah, all's going well so far. What I'm about to do now is to sever the track which carries live. Obviously these kettle leads or Euro connectors, I think they're more commonly known as a kettle lead. Obviously the left hand side is live, then you've got the earth, then you've got the neutral. So on my PCB, which is now out and apart, I've marked the tracks which are left, live, earth and neutral. So if I got my trusty tapered reamer, let me think, I think probably one side of the switch I might just solder onto here, okay, and then make a break in this track so that this track is no longer connected to this one, and then put the other side of the switch here, so the switch just makes a simple bridge between the tracks, which I shall cut through here and get rid of. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that next. I think I'm going to do that next. I don't think there's any other way to do it. I mean, yeah, I could solder the switch. Where's my tapered reamer gone? There it is. I could solder one side of the switch contact there on the live and the other one there and just break the track. Probably do it that way rather than scraping away and trying to get a new bit of tin and tinning a new bit of wire there. So I think I'll go from there through the switch to there, obviously on the live, and then just sever this track. Right, I'm going to do that and get back to you. Right, so while we're waiting for my trusty old dusty soldering iron unit to get up to temp, we should come back and do something. I don't know what, but something good when she warms up. She's nearly there. Be right back. I've actually discovered that on the live track there is obviously some sort of component going across to carry the track on, i.e. no, where's my trusty pan? There we go. From there to there. So I've turned the board over, and apart from other components, stuff, transformers and caps and resistors and diodes and whatever, if you actually look there, it only looks like it's just a metal link. It's quite heavy, so I should imagine maybe an earlier model or a later model had a switch function on the front at some point. So I'm going to pop that link out, and I think that is a jolly good place to actually put my switch, because it is in the live line part of the circuit. So great. Be back when I've desoldered that and got that out the back of there. Okay. Right, I've been in there with my trendy solder sucker and clean those couple of joints up, so now I'm going to install the switch wire. So there we go, the bridge wire has been removed and I've soldered on the wires for the switch. Yeah, it's quite a neat job for me, considering I'm not that good a solderer, but I think that'll be fine. So the next thing is to put that power supply back in and then solder the switch together and route the cables sensibly, obviously, and I'll be back when I've done that. Right, the power supply board is back in, and I have the switch installed, which at the moment is in its on position, and I've soldered the connections, if you can see that. Don't know if you can or not. They're pretty good joints actually. I did have some heat shrink somewhere, but I have no idea where that is, but the connections are quite far apart, so I don't think anything's going to happen. Nothing moves about inside. So I'm going to put this back together and see what happens. Be right back. Well, there we go. The D-Link smart switch is all cleaned out, rewired, with a nice switch on the front panel. Look at that. I didn't measure it or anything like that, but it's pretty much in the centre. But as you can hear, that was the problem. Those fans making a whirring noise, which I could put new fans in it, but at the end of the day they're going to be noisy anyway, and if I'm recording vocals you don't really want that in the background. So like I said, once I'm logged into my DAW, especially if I'm using, like I said before, monthly trial plugins, you have to log in through the net, and if you're doing vocals, that noise can be pretty annoying. So now once I've logged in, I can just listen to that, the sound of silence. Well, apart from downstairs, but I'm in the studio, doors open at the moment, but once that's shut, that's brilliant. and I don't have to try and get behind those switches under there with a stick or something to try and switch that off. It's much better with a front switch. So anyway, I'll switch it back on. It does a array of LEDs first, just to tell you that all the ports are active and working fine, and it only takes about 10 seconds to route everything through. So what can I say? Not a lot. This is just a, you know, just a video I thought I would put out for those of you that might be interested or might not be. Hey, I don't care. I just thought I'd do a video because it's a family channel. It's a mix-up channel. It's got all sorts of stuff on there. But yeah, if you want to check it out and have a laugh, there's my potato cannon. Sorry, my 68mm personal cannon I built myself and test fired. That's on there. Also my potato cannon, blowing target. Oh, there's all sorts of explodey things and modified Nerf guns and all sorts. So if you want to pop along to Colin Poulter on YouTube, I'll give you a link in the description. You can go and have a giggle. But it's mostly a family channel, but I thought I'd show you that today, guys, because I quite enjoyed doing it, and I hope you watched me doing it, sort of bits. Anyway, cheers then. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button if you like the video. If you didn't like it, then don't like it. Okay, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye.